no rust, and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, poker fans, the tables are hot at Best Bet.
And the jackpots are growing. Hit the tables and chase the growing jackpots at select table games at all Best Bet locations.
Plus, enjoy daily tournaments and high hand promotions and plenty of ways to win every day.
Whether you're playing your favorite table games or joining a power tournament, the excitement is always building.
Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I've worked with a lot of advertisers over the years, and you learn pretty quickly which ones are selling something and which ones actually care what happens after the sale. I'm Greg Gajewski, and when Awaken 180 first came to 1010XL, it started with Mike Dempsey, then Matt Hayes. From that first call, they wanted to understand our audience, not just buy a schedule. I talked with Paige, learned how the program worked, and at one point said, we got a guy, hacker, that could really use this. And her answer was immediate, let's help him. That's their entire mission. That's always been their answer. No revolving door, no corporate runaround. Paige never franchised Awaken 180 because she wants every coach, client, and endorser to feel supported. I saw that as a business partner, and then I experienced it myself. I went on the program and lost 50 pounds. That's why I endorse Awaken 180, not just because they're a 1010XL client, but because they care about people, and you feel it every day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by the JEA. Florida head coach John Summerall named Georgia Tech transfer Aaron Philo the Gators starting quarterback today. Florida defensive back Jabril Rawls was named to a spot on the Bednarik Award watch list. The award, named after the College and Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker and center, is given to the outstanding defensive player by the Maxwell Football Club. FSU opens the season against New Mexico State in 5 days. Jags training camp continues. Miss anything? Check out the 1010XL Jags YouTube page for exclusive interviews, reactions, and more. It's 93 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I was so much older then. I'm younger than that now. Think about it. Back in the day when we had great singers, songwriters, Bob Dylan from 64. Just spectacular. And, it kind of hit me today. It hit me like a 2x4 right across the forehead. I'm getting ready for the show. And it doesn't matter if I'm up bright and early in the morning to get ready for Jaguars training camp or I sleep off a hangover. First thing I do when I get up each and every morning, what am I going to do on Into the Night? All right. And it sticks with you, the minutes, the hours, the whatever it may be. And it's a great feeling. It's a little bit of anxiety that kind of creeps in, and, you can open your mouth and nothing's going to come out. But I was looking around, and of course, it's heavy Jaguars talk. I got a tremendous amount of Jaguars for you over the next 2 hours, including a conversation I had yesterday with Ameer Abdullah. Also, this football team, we're starting to get some answers now. We're able to figure out, I think, quite a few things about where this football team is at, and more importantly, where this football team is headed. So that's all coming up in just a couple of minutes. But, every father, right, or grandfather loves to take you back, right? For everyone out there, the old days were the better days. Now, I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I don't know why, but I find myself right here tonight on August 24th, 2026. This has been one of the greatest days of my life. And tomorrow's going to be even better. Are you trying to tell me I have to get out of the rack early, yell and scream, drown a cup of coffee, black, drown another cup of coffee, black, drive to the Miller Electric Center to get ready for the Jaguars to practice against the Buccaneers? Oh, yeah, Ballou, that is what you have to do. I am absolutely tickled about tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. But everyone will tell you just how hard it used to be. I mean, I had a recent conversation with my oldest daughter, and I was like telling her that we would have to get up to turn the knob on the television set to actually go from one channel to another. There's no such thing as a remote control. I lived right outside of Boston on a hill, which would be, in Boston, there's snow there. I'm guessing, 9 months a year in Boston, maybe 10. And you'd have to walk up, no garage door opener. Hell no, you had to open that bad boy. Man, I first started to experience a bad back at like the age of 6 from opening up the garage door. Okay? Cell phones, no opportunity to say, if you said, hey, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there. If you were, great. If you weren't, no one knew who the hell you were. College football. There's no such thing as college football where I grew up. And I hate that because I've been watching a lot of football with Mark Duffner lately, the former Holy Cross coach who had Gordy Lockbaum, who was a two-way player. He was a Travis Hunter way before Travis Hunter. And he was a Heisman Trophy candidate at a very small school. The second biggest city in Massachusetts is Worcester. All right? And Holy Cross is an unbelievable academic institution. I was also in high school when Doug Flutie won a Heisman. You know where you'd find that? Page 7 of the Boston Globe. Honestly, I didn't realize how football was big until I arrived, knowing absolutely no one at Florida State. So anyway, I've been a huge college football fan since then. And as time goes on, often wonder about, okay, those that we have lost, if they could arrive again for just a small period of time and you had to explain things to them, how would they react? Let's go back 2 years ago. Let's go back 5 years ago. Let's go back 10 years ago. Hell, let's go back 30 years ago. Can you imagine explaining to a tremendous college football fan these three things? Number one, Ole Miss brought in the FBI to sweep offices of bugs with the outgoing Lane Kiffin. The FBI. Okay, these people, they're going to remember Gotti. They're going to remember Whitey Bulger. They're going to put together the RICO Act. And they get someone on conspiracy, bring him in for tax evasion, then all of a sudden, bam, slap 5, 6, 7, 25 murders on him. Number two, Daquan Wright is waived by the Cleveland Browns and signs with LSU? What? What? He gets caught. He's been practicing. He's been an undrafted free agent. He's been part of this 90-man since April. So he's been there April, May, June, July. He gets cut here at the end of August. He goes back to college and signs at LSU. Yeah. Number 3, my alma mater, Florida State, sucks so bad that Mike Norvell won't even release a depth chart the week of the game. Okay? So there you go. Good luck explaining that to those that we have lost. The FBI looking for bugs in the Grove. The Browns saying, see ya, LSU brings them in. And again, what the hell is going on? I feel like I'm already regretting going to the game on Saturday against New Mexico State. They won't release a depth chart? I mean, I've never heard of anything so petty. I've never heard of anything so ridiculously absurd in the world of college football. Oh, yeah, I have. That's right. This is the same guy that I asked why Jared Verse didn't practice. And, you know, he verbally tried to scold me, although he wouldn't look at me in the eye. And he had his, his whatever boy tell me the next day, Rick, please don't ask a question to Mike Norvell. What? No. I don't want another episode like what happened yesterday. Oh, yeah, you mean I had the audacity to ask why a star player wasn't practicing? Yeah, I got you. So there you have it. That is today's college football. Good luck, all right? In other news, the Gators have announced that it's going to be Aaron Philo comes over from Tech. Buster Faulkner comes over for Tech. You look at Bama, right? They're going with a freshman. And Keelan Russell. And how about Tennessee? Gators have Tennessee. No. To the same individual who's no longer with us. Now, in today's college football, you don't need Florida against Tennessee. You don't need that anymore. You don't need Florida against LSU. You don't need that anymore. See, what we have now is greed that is so, just so out of control that we're going to get rid of just about every single college football rivalry. And frankly, that's the only thing that college football has ever had over the NFL. The NFL is better than college football in every aspect. Okay, college football, the campus, the tailgating, the cathedral, old stadiums, I'll give you that. Right? I mean, the NFL is a little bit more white collar where, people show up minutes before the game. They got a nice tucked in polo and whatever it may be. They drop their car off. Hell, in Jerry's World, I saw it. They have them actually valeted in the bowels underneath where the team takes the field. But in pro football, in my opinion, there's never really been that many great rivalries. I mean, just think about it. What's the best rivalry in the NFL? Is it Green Bay, Chicago? How many Super Bowls do they have combined? I mean, think about that. Are you going to tell me it's, I don't know, the Giants and the Cowboys? How many recent Super Bowls for those two teams? You want a trick question? Who's Jacksonville's biggest rival? I'm old enough to remember when it was Pittsburgh. Are you going to tell me it's Houston now? Don't. Because my blood will boil completely out of control thinking about how this organization allowed Houston to be played not here, but in London. It's the only thing college football had over the NFL. Better rivalry. More teams. And frankly, much longer history, right? I mean, you just go back and look at all of these, when Alabama would all these national championships that was, produced by, Kerry's Laundromat on the outskirt of Tuscaloosa announced that Alabama won like the 1936 national championship. And they claim them. I mean, everyone claims old national championships. I'll say the big three in this state do not, which is kind of cool. But you can go to all the old blue bloods and just look at, I mean, Google it, hop on there and look at some of the natties that have been claimed going way back in time. All right. So, that's it. I just wanted to, kind of look at college football as we are officially in week 0. We have games coming up this week, and I'm going to turn my attention now, and it's going to be undivided, to Jacksonville Jaguar football. And there's a lot of really good things that I'm going to say about this football team. There's not a lot of negativity. There's really not. And I think Liam Cohen, in his second year as a coach, and this may have been aided by some previous injuries in camp, has really done a good job managing all of this. And if you take it into consideration, he's basically given his football team, starters that is, either a very light or nothing on Thursday, which was a walkthrough, Friday, where 37 guys did not play in the game, Saturday, which was an off day, yesterday, where I thought they'd do some thumping, and they did not. Instead, it was in shells, and then a walkthrough today. So he has totally toned things down, which I think is smart. This isn't just, I'll wake up one morning and let's do this and let's do that. He put thought into it, and he's doing what he believes is best right now for this football team. Of course, the next 2 days are just going to be about as good as anything you could ask for. I mean, these are the 2 biggest days in training camp, period. It's our final opportunity. I cannot believe that training camp is getting ready to wrap up. That is absolutely nuts to me. I mean, hold on, people. Time is absolutely flying by. We got 2 days. That's, Tuesday and Wednesday. And again, no media access on Thursday, and they have a game on Friday. So we're going to know so much more about this football team coming up over the next few days, and it is going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. All right, I am fired up. What a great week it's going to be right here on your home of the Jaguars. As always, your input, anything I mention college football related is fine. And I expect absolutely a ton of Jaguars questions. I'm going to come back and really get into the health of this team, and also some key scenarios, some key situations that instead of becoming more fuzzy, they're becoming more clear. Speaking of which, how's your eyesight? Is it fuzzy or is it clear? I got 20/20, bro. I could see Mickey Thomas last night at the Florida Theater. I could hear Mickey Thomas last night at the Florida Theater. I was getting into the groove, okay? I was having a great time because I can see and I can hear. If that's not the case for you, if your eyes have gone by the wayside, make an appointment today at Shmunez Vision. Get yourself an examination, all right? Probably needed a new prescription. Fine, they'll provide that for you. Then you could start bouncing questions off them, such as, what about laser eye surgery? How expensive is it? Oh, you're telling me it's affordable. Oh, okay. Absolutely. You have 37 plus years of experience in doing surgery. You, Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. So whether it's something I want, laser eye surgery, or if there is, unfortunately, a problem. Oh, Ballou says he walked in there like 9 years ago, and you said his eye was all messed up. He said his eye was fine. You did surgery on him the next day. Yeah. And guess what? I've never had a problem. Every time I visit, crystal clear, 20/20. You can do the same. Let's go to Shmunez Vision. Check him out as well on Instagram at Shmunez Vision. All right, let's roll. Nonstop Jaguars, okay, including a conversation with Ameer Abdullah. It's great to have you with us. Jared Justice is here. I am Rick Ballou. We call this Into the Night.
Partners.
I don't need anybody else. I work alone.
Friends.
We got bigger problems than your fragile ego.
Family.
These are imposters!
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Seize them!
They are the morning team known as The Drill.
Yeah!
On 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
When it comes to your home or business, experience matters. That's why every apprentice at Local 234, whether training in plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, or HVAC, must pass a rigorous county licensing exam before graduating. It's just one more way Local 234 ensures the next generation of skilled professionals is ready for the job. Before you hire anyone, ask if the work will be performed by a licensed journeyman. Local 234, make the right connection.
He tackles talk radio like a middle linebacker in the gap.
I tell it like I see it, and I see it like a middle linebacker.
Tommy Mack. Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, and maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay, full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Play it for your kids, Mom and Dad. Tell them how it used to be. The Birds. One of the many covers, or that guy in Sirius, what does he say, from the cover collection? He's a doobie smoker out on the beach. I can't think of his name right now. Loves the sound of his own voice. Wonder what that must be like. The Byrds. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Can you give us the member of the Byrds from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? This is obviously before CSN.
Not off the top of my head.
David Crosby. Buffalo, Springfield. Can you give me the two there?
Stills?
Steven Stills, who I think went to high school right here in Jacksonville, and
that's
Neil Young.
Neil Young was in Buffalo? Okay.
Yeah. And the Hollies that had Graham Nash. So there you go. Win a bar bet with that. Wherever you're rolling into. I mean, who's not drinking on a Monday? You should be. I would. Hell, this show would be better if I was allowed to drink. I don't think anyone would argue with that. All right, it's brought to you tonight by Miller Electric. We're going to get there in just one moment. Bad news for you, brother. Bad news for you. You had your car broken into, and no, they didn't leave you Florida State season tickets. They took stuff from you. How horrifying. You've been here for, 2 months, and you've already had a break-in?
Yeah, and the worst part of it is I would have been fine had they stolen, because I have my tools in the back of my car. They didn't touch those. I have, diagnostic equipment that's worth some money. They didn't take those. What they did is instead wreck my ignition, obviously trying to steal the car as a whole, and they took the quarters out of they took my Audi quarters. If I wanted to go to the grocery store and I need a cart, they took those.
Wow. Wow. Secret hiding spot. That's what my little one used to say when she was a baby. Daddy's secret hiding spot where I had my change. That's just awful. I mean, I would think with surveillance now, busting in the cars would be a thing of the past, but I guess I'm wrong. Man, I hate it for you.
I mean, when I was speaking with the gentleman from the sheriff's department, he was like, oh no, basically Friday through Saturday night, they went on a run. They didn't get many cars, but they broke a lot of windows and busted a lot of ignitions. So apparently they're not even very good at this modus operandi.
So you told the police and you told the folks who handle your insurance, they had 8 suits stolen. You had a briefcase with, let's say, $500,000 in baseball cards. You had some 1954 Mickey Mantles. You had right? You just didn't say you had a couple of quarters stolen, I hope.
I mean, I'm still trying to get with the insurance company to begin with, so I'm putting together a list.
All right, I got a great insurance guy for you. I'll give you his name. He won't spend any money with me, but he's a Florida State guy. Florida State guys aren't spending money right now. I got it. Hey, you know what? I got 3 of these. Actually, I got 4 of them now. On the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. How did a Boston boy ever end up in Tallahassee? Ballou, can you tell us how you... All right, real quick. and this is the God's honest truth. No hyperbole at all. All right. Back when I went to school, we had these huge books. They were almost like phone books that had every college in America in there. And you would get with your guidance counselor and talk about, all right, where are you going to go to school? I thought I was going to go to UMass. Okay. I was going to party with the likes of Liam freaking Cohen. Okay. I mean, I was going to party with the likes of Dr. Julius Irving. I was going to party with Marcus Camby. I was going to party with Lou Rowe. I was going to party with the talented wide receiver from the New York Giants, Cruz. But it didn't happen. All right. So I was looking around. Fitchburg State was a baseball school that I was looking at, and some other stuff. And the phone rings or something, and a few pages turn, and I see Florida State. And the first thing on top, it says enrollment. Now, this is where I abbreviate. It said something like 13,400 dudes, and it was like 27,500 women. Okay? And you got to understand something. Where I grew up, I don't want to talk bad about anyone or anything, but finding a hottie in Boston was a challenge. Let's just say it was a challenge. And my girlfriend at the time was a year behind me. She ended up going to Harvard. She went to freaking Harvard, okay? I'll just give her a last name, O'Brien. I think she's married now and all that. I mean, just the Irish Catholic, I mean, the whole status, it's so big there. It just is. I can't even explain it to you. If you didn't live there, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about as far as Irish, Italian. You wouldn't. And I don't want to waste your time. But I saw it. It was a $20 application fee. And one night after hockey practice, my mom, who's been gone now for 3 years, and I miss her too, she's like, Ricky, Florida State called. You've been accepted into their criminology department. If you do this and this, as an undergrad, you're allowed in. And I just said, really? So it's not like I could hop on the computer. It's not like I could grab my phone. I knew nothing. I knew absolutely nothing. I remember when I decided I was going to go, I was working construction. I was having beers with some dude, and he's like, yeah, man, they got a great corner by the name of Deion. I had no idea. Again, college football was absolutely nothing in Boston. Nothing at all. So that's how I ended up. Didn't know a soul. And when I arrived on the campus of Florida State, man, it was the nicest human beings I've ever met. I couldn't believe it, because you know what that age is like. That can be a difficult age. And where I grew up, people are mean, okay? People, East Coast, they're mean. And I got down here, I was like, these Southern Bells, it's like, oh my God, this is absolutely incredible. Now, I don't think people are as friendly nowadays around here because too many people came from other parts of the country and call Florida their home. I think if you were born and raised here, you're very friendly. But when you come in from all of these parts and you bring that attitude and that anger with you, it does mix things up a little bit. So there you have it. That's the God's honest truth. And I say this quite a bit, but I had an opportunity to take some swings for Mike Martin. I never did, and I don't have any regrets at all, but I wish I had done it because I ended up doing some away Florida State baseball games with the late Lee Bowen when I was over there in the early to mid-'90s doing radio. And, Deion was in left field or center field. Ronnie Lewis was in and I just never did. I wish I stepped up and took the swing, so it would be a better story. Say I tried out and they laughed at me and that was that. But instead, I just continued on. So there you have it. That is the true story of getting the tally and not knowing a single soul. But nonetheless, man, it was one of the best decisions I have ever made. I mean, can you imagine if I had gone to Fitchburg State or UMass? Oh my God, I'd still be hanging around out there. Going to Tallahassee was the second best thing I ever did. Seeing Boston in my rearview mirror was number one. The good folks at Miller Electric, they bring you tonight's show, all right? And they're hiring right now. You realize they've been around now for almost 100 years? It's incredible. And no matter where you go, you see construction. No matter where you go, you see building. To be an electrician, that is a trade that is never going to go away. So if you're a current electrician, you feel undervalued, underpaid, go to Miller Careers. If you're at the crossroads right now of your life and you need a change in direction, you need a new career, MillerCareers.com. College isn't for you. Maybe college is. It's just too expensive. Maybe you've never been good with the books and you want to trade. MillerCareers.com. Every single position is available. Starting points for them all. If you know nothing about being an electrician, they'll teach you. If you already are one, again, you're going to be put in a perfect position. Top pay, top benefits, okay, and a culture that cares about one another. Check them out online. Go to MillerCareers.com.
Every summer, there's one Saturday night you gotta be in Daytona.
Hey, boys, watch this.
The NASCAR Coke Zero Sugar 400, brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 from Jacksonville's NASCAR station. 1010XL.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Hey, it's Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Every day, I talk to local business owners who spend thousands finding customers, yet their company vehicle sits blank. Let me turn it into a moving billboard with custom graphics and signs from AB Signs.
If replacing those old windows has been on your someday list, well, this is the perfect time to make it happen with the end of summer sale at Renewal by Anderson. Buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer ends August 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With 0 out of pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Come to Monahan Jewelers store-wide 40 to 50% off sale going on now for a very limited time. Everything on display is 40 to 50% off at Monahan Jewelers. We've bought so much brand new jewelry, we need to make room for it. Diamond jewelry, engagement semi-mounts, colored gemstones, even gold chains. Right now, everything on display at Monahan Jewelers is 40 to 50% off. Jewelry's going quick, so come to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Prosser here, and if you're in the market for buying or selling your home, let me make it a lot easier for you. 2 names, Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, stress-free. Need max price? Chad and Sandy's science-based Market Max system is a proven, repeatable system guaranteed to sell your home for maximum price. You want to talk guarantees? Using the Max Market system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. It's as simple as that. James and Sue in St. Augustine said, my wife and I wanted to move to Ocala for more space. We interviewed 3 other agents who didn't last 5 minutes. Chad and Sandy's team spent time answering all of our questions and made us feel important. Our home was sold in 1 week at the highest price in the neighborhood, while many neighbors failed to sell. That's the kind of proven results you get with Chad and Sandy. So call the local agents who guarantee to sell your home, who I know and trust. Reach out to Chad and Sandy, 414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
For the thought that I've caught that my head is the event of the season. Wine crowds, just a trace of my face could seem so pleasing.
Mr. Soul!
I'll cop out to the change, but a stranger is putting the tease on.
Yeah, I was with my buddy, the good-looking Ralph, last night. The Florida Theater head of security right before Mickey Thomas and Starship went on, and they went to Neil Young and Crazy Horse like a hurricane. Man, place was booming. Place was booming. All right, let's get straight to it. Let's get to Ameer Abdullah. I got a lot of good things that I'm really going to hammer out here that are Jacksonville Jaguars and only Jacksonville Jaguars talk, including the return to health of quite a few players. I mean, a week ago, things felt a little sideways, but there's been massive improvement health-wise, okay? Last week at this time, we talked about Ameer Abdullah. Really, the two biggest surprises were Abdullah and Matt Dickerson, who did not dress against New Orleans. Dickerson had a big pick six yesterday. I asked Liam Cohen about that, and it was just a phenomenally athletic play, and there's no question about it. He's on this football team. He can play both of those interior defensive line spots for you. Ameer Abdullah, I've thought all along that this was, if they were going to keep an extra back, it would be the undrafted rookie Jamari Taylor, who played very well against the Saints. He had more than 20 carries. He had 78 yards. He was held in check this Friday. I want to say 3 carries for 4 yards. It was a very explosive game, however, for Ameer Abdullah. He had 82 yards total in this game and, did it both on the ground as well as in the air. I didn't necessarily talk to him about that preseason game, but about him in general and where he is. So let's go to yesterday. This was Sunday at the Miller Electric Center, caught up with 12-year veteran running back Ameer Abdullah. All right, Sunday morning at the Miller Electric Center. A good day of work today. Usually in Spiders, it felt physical out there. Felt like you guys got a lot of good work in.
Yeah, right now the focus is just finding that edge early. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes we're slow to start. And in this game of football, you can't play that way. You got to set the tone, command the tone, let the opponents know what type of game it's going to be. So it was good to see guys kind of answer that call, but I feel like we got to finish better. I feel like we started solid, kind of tapered off with our details at the end. So it takes a complete game, and that's the embodiment of what edge means.
Yep. Your first year in Jacksonville, but second year with Liam Cohen, we've been able to notice a complete change in the way that didn't feel as much teaching as far as the scheme, because just about everyone returned except for yourself. Did you feel that way, like things are already sped up and ready to go, or was it still a learning process like most training camps?
Yeah, every team is going to present a different challenge, but I think the learning curve wasn't the challenge this year. It was more so just being a pro and being astute to your details, and I think a lot of guys are sharpening that up right now. So when I came in the spring, I had a lot to catch up on, because guys were already moving at a certain speed from a cerebral standpoint, and that was good to see.
What do you think about this offense? They just came off a franchise high for the most points scored in one season, yet there's a lot of things that they believe they can get better at.
Yeah, I think this is an offense that can hurt you in a number of ways. It allows guys to be playmakers, get this ball out of the quarterback's hands fast to allow us to get a lot of yak. I think we got a lot of guys who can bring that to the table. And, I think that's always a good thing. We have a lot to gain, even though you're setting records.
You're with a bunch of young backs, so your veteran leadership is so important. What's it like to have these younger guys coming up to you, asking you, no matter what it is, because you've been through it before?
Man, it's such a privilege to be in a position to lead, to be a teacher, be a resource for a lot of those guys. And what I love the most about them is they don't wait to ask. They'll ask any question, even if it's a question that's quote unquote a stupid question. They'll ask it just because they want to know, they want to get better, and they want to put themselves in a position to have a long and successful career.
Obviously, you'll be a big part of the return game. That's something that you've done now for, almost a decade and a half. I can't stand the new kick rule. What are your thoughts on that overall, and how much of an adjustment was that for you a year ago?
It was definitely more of an adjustment, because I think when it comes to manipulation, as returners, our job is really to manipulate the coverage team, get our tracks, go one way to cut another way to get guys kind of moving to make blocks easier. And now that you have less, not as much of space in between, it's more of a two gap game. You know, it's more so like DN on an offensive tackle so far. So it actually helps me out from just a read standpoint because it becomes kind of like outside zone for me a little bit as a running back. But it's harder for those guys because they got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. So it's been an adjustment, but I like to deal in the reality, and that's the reality right now.
Last one for you. Last year, I mean, Indy got off to an 8-2 start, played good football. Then you lost, I think it was 7 in a row. A couple years before that in Vegas, not some good teams. What's it like coming in here day one knowing that this is a playoff team with the expectations are to play January football?
Well, like I said, I like to deal in the reality, and this is 2026. So right now, we're not a playoff team. Last year was a playoff team, and we got to keep that mindset that just because you made it last year doesn't mean it's going to be grandfathered in this year. And I think that's the main focus that a lot of other guys have as well. But, it's really encouraging knowing that we have a lot of guys returning who have the potential to take this team to that next level. But every day is going to present a new challenge, and this is 2026.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No doubt.
I'm going to go through my final 53 on Thursday. I changed things up a little bit this year. I actually did it a couple of times during camp. I had never done that before. And, well, there used to be the cut 5, whatever. They would make cuts. Now everything happens at one time, but that's a change for me. With the injury to Allen Jr., who I think will not be back by opening day. That's just the way I feel. Wouldn't even be shocked if there is a transaction involved with him. Hopefully there's not. Even if he misses opening day, maybe you can get him back by week 2, week 3. We will see. But Abdullah in that veteran presence, and I absolutely want him to be the kick returner. Okay, he had 19 kick returns a year ago for 563 yards. I mean, this guy in 12 years, 170 kick returns, 4,346 yards. All right, he's never scored a touchdown. He's returned 10 punts in his career. That was in 2024 with Las Vegas. But if you look at his kick returns, 170, and then you look at his carries, 508 in his career. All right, 2,054 yards, an average of 4, 9 touchdowns. Last year, he went 14 for 60, an average of 4-3. So he's not a big presence as far as the guy who's going to carry the football for you. I don't think he's the third down back. Maybe early, although with the two that they have right now ahead of him, I think even on third down, there's an opportunity to play C-Rod or play Tootin. We will see. He's got a lot of footballs, too. 219 in his career. All right? 1,567 yards and 11 touchdowns. I also think if you were to place him on the practice squad, that at this point, I don't see another team coming after him. So maybe they can make that particular move. But, Jamari Taylor, I think there's risk of putting him on the practice squad that another team may go get him. He's 10 years younger than Abdullah. But anyway, funny how things change. There's certainly one that has. And I'm going to go through those, some other things that as far as position battles and just what has really turned in camp, at least my opinion on that. I'm going to give it to you here coming up in just a couple of minutes. All right, I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1-year terms. DKNG.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions. A free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
It's Mike Dempsey. If you're thinking about a bathroom upgrade, maybe turning that old tub into a safer walk-in shower, check out 5 Star Bath Solutions. I shopped around, talked to several companies, and I chose 5 Star because their customer service was simply incredible. Responsive, honest, upfront about the entire project, and their pricing was even better than expected. When you're ready for a fresh look, better comfort, and a bathroom space you'll love using every day, schedule your free consultation at 5starbathsolutions.com and get the 5-star experience.
The investment landscape always changing. New rules, new regulations, new opportunities. But at ITP Partners, one thing stays constant: our commitment to your financial future. ITP Partners Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryant, Janice Cobb, Dan Abel, Reagan Wright, and Reed Wingate. Your personalized investment strategy built on trust, transparency, and experience. They're ITP Partners. They're my financial partners for life. Registered representatives offering securities offered through Cetera Wealth Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC, and advisory services offered through Blue Horizon Equity, Inc.
Make your outdoor living space one you're proud of with Sutherland Lawn and Landscape. From landscape design and outdoor living spaces to turf, lighting, irrigation, pavers, and complete residential and commercial maintenance, Sutherland brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship and a team you can trust. Sutherland Lawn and Landscape, transforming outdoor spaces, elevating everyday living. Visit SUTHERLIN lawn.com today.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Peaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
The Edwin Watts Golf Hour will meet you at the green.
Blue skies, fresh cut grass, birds chirping.
The Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Grip it and rip it.
Get tips, tour notes, and the latest gear Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Hicken here. Experience crystal clear vision with the Eye Associates, formerly Ballou Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, Jacksonville's leader in advanced eye care. From routine eye exams to specialized vision care, their experienced team dedicated to improving and preserving your vision. The same care you've come to trust, now with a new name. To schedule your appointment today, call the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Final week of the preseason. Tomorrow morning. Miller Electric Center. Going to be a blast the next couple of days. Really looking forward to this. Most importantly for Jacksonville, they have to stay healthy. And yeah, it's been a week where guys have come back, right? They've come back. And, really began with Walker Little. It was good to see him make the return. And then, of course, it was Cole Van Lanen. And Liam Cohen yesterday on Cole Van Lanen. No teamwork. So you're not going to see anything. We're not going to ever see any teamwork with Cole Van Lanen. Because after Wednesday, they shut it down. And we can get in there and watch them, stretch and maybe go through some individual drills. But once they get into anything that is team-related, Sadly, that comes to an end in 48 hours. We have 2 practices left at the Miller Electric Center. So Van Lanen is going to do some individual drills. And again, he's got about 3 weeks to get ready to be your, starting right tackle. The offensive line has remained consistent. Anton Harrison, left tackle. Emmanuel Pregnon, the rookie, left guard. Robert Hainsey, your center. Ezra Cleveland, your right guard. And Walker Little, your right tackle. I'm going to get into some camp competitions in our next hour, and I'm certainly going to get to the offensive line. No doubt about that. Parker Washington returned. All right? And he was involved in team drills, team activity, 7-on-7. Matter of fact, he got into it with Jordan Lewis, who also returned. It was the first time that Jordan Lewis had been involved in team drills. So it was good to see him back out there. And they went toe-to-toe, and Liam again chatted about that after practice. That stuff's going to happen. Guys get sick of one another throughout the rigors of camp, no doubt. Okay? Chuma Edoga returned. He was your second team starting right tackle for the Jaguars on Friday. Okay? So, there you have it. Second team, but he has returned. Ricky Lee at left tackle, the brand new 6'8", 380-pound David Falalele is absolutely enormous. Okay? They had him at left guard. Jonah Monheim at center, Wyatt Milam, who also returned. And then Edoga. I mean, Milam may be the biggest disappointment of camp. That right guard job was there for him. It almost reminds me of a few years ago where everything was set up perfectly for Walker Little to win the right tackle job from Jawan Taylor, and he just couldn't take it. I think many would agree, I know I do, that if you were to rank positions for Little, number 1, he's a right guard. That's his best position. Number 2 is left tackle. Number 3 is right tackle. Right now, he's your starting right tackle. You hope that changes, again, with 3 weeks for Cole Van Lanen to get healthy and get out there. And Liam Cohen said, obviously he's got to practice. He's got to be involved in the team, but we're not going to be able to see that. There's no way he's going to practice tomorrow against the Bucs or on Wednesday. Jalen McLeod is back as well. He did not play on Friday night, but he returned. So you got all those players who came back that are now healthy. Really the only setback has been Jacoby Myers. And he's got some tape. It's bandaged up on his right hand. According to Liam Cohen, he jammed it, and it happened against Carolina during practice on Wednesday. So this isn't a perfect deal, but again, you got 3 weeks. Jacoby Myers has been consistent. I wouldn't say he's at a spectacular camp, but actually we started off a little slow for him. Remember, he had some drops before the pads went on. And you just can't afford to do that because one of the other parts of this, which I'm going to talk about next hour, as a matter of fact, I may start with this next hour. There's no doubt. Travis Hunter, man, if they really amped up his snaps at corner. All right, it almost feels like him coming in on offense. All right, they're going to have some packages for him, this and that. But right now, their feeling is, let's give him everything that you can on defense. And he had 20 snaps Sunday, all on defense during 11-on-11. So Mike DeRocco, ESPN, does the Travis Hunter tracker. He has Hunter now today, to date, 249 snaps, 183 on defense, 65 on offense. So, and 1 on special teams. For those of you who are adding it up, saying, and by the way, if that was wrong, it would be on DeRocco, not on me. 249, 183 on defense. So the uptick is absolutely there right now. Okay, let's come back for our second hour. I got a lot of stuff I want to get into on the Jaguars, but I also want to invite you. Final week of camp, so there's so much that you as Jaguar fans are wondering about, whether it's final roster spots, whether it's is this guy going to be healthy or not? Or is anything else going to transpire? Anything that you are wondering about with this football team, two ways to join us. You can do so on YouTube, 1010XL Into the Night. Also on our text line, which is 641-1010, and it's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Jaguars football.
Can you dig it?
More Jaguars.
Can you dig it?
It's just the Jags and the NFL.
Can you dig it?
Jaguars Today, weekdays 10 to noon on 1010XL.
If you're getting estimates for replacement windows, do yourself a favor. Get one more. Prosser here. I did, and I was blown away. Cash Building Materials' local team is so experienced, and they know exactly what works for Jacksonville homes at a surprising price. You owe it to yourself to see what they can do before making a decision. Before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Yo, what's happening, football fans? It's your main man, E to the T. And it's almost time to draft your team and kick off another season. This year, take your fantasy football draft party to Twin Peaks, where cold drinks, made from scratch food, and wall-to-wall TVs make your lodge the ultimate draft day headquarters. Round up your league, grab a table, and get ready for some picks, the rivalries, and the full season bragging rights. Whether you're defending a title or drafting for the first time, start your fantasy season at Twin Peaks. Book your fantasy football draft party at your local lodge today.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
A no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss? Awaken 180 is so confident in your success, if you're not happy with your results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. No risk, every reward. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey roofers, finish and close out jobs same day with PermitRockstar.com. Their full-service permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Jason Judy in Jacksonville at 904-416-1732.
With today's car prices, you need financing that fits your budget. Move forward with a better auto loan from First Florida Credit Union. Whether you're buying or refinancing, you'll benefit from competitive low rates, flexible terms, and up to 90 days with no payments. Stop by a branch or apply online at firstflorida.org/carloan. Enriching people every day. Membership eligibility required. Interest accrues during loan payment deferral period. Federally insured by NCUA. Details at firstflorida.org/carloan.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, visit AA Automotive on Richard Street. For oil changes to complex repairs, AA Automotive is a full-service repair shop for personal and commercial fleet vehicles. Trust AA to keep your ride running A-OK.
Hey, First Coast, Hicken here on 1010XL. Tired of driving past the greenest yard on the block and wishing it was yours? TopDressing.com turns that around. They aerate and top dress with premium organic material so your lawn grows thicker, stronger, and noticeably greener. I know, because I had it done. Homeowners across Jacks are starting to find out. Make your yard the one everybody talks about. Do like I did. Call 888-850-1850 or visit topdressing.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Today's hits, yesterday's favorites. It pays to play. Unfortunately, the Blue Crab House rests on this Monday, but they're back at it tomorrow night. It includes $2 margaritas right off of San Jose, Julington Creek Road. My goodness, man, it's been a long time. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been there. I got to get back. All right, let's get after this, man. This is, it feels like the training camp part of it. It's almost like a wave. There's almost like a wave and then an undertow, right? And last week felt like an undertow a little bit. I mean, remember just how many people were freaking out, particularly about the offensive line and the health there. As I just said at the, end of the last segment, this football team is really getting healthy, okay? And that's incredibly promising. But, there's been a lot of things that have gone on now as we enter the final week of training camp that I feel are worthy of discussing. First of all, here's a guy that I have barely talked about, okay? That's Nate Borkircher. He was their top pick, second-round pick. He had his best practice yesterday. He caught a couple of red zone touchdowns from Trevor Lawrence. One, Antonio Johnson was all over him. Okay? He was held out on Friday night. He did not play. But I made a comment last week. Oh, God, everything runs together. It may have been the week prior where I said he looked really stiff to me. And I know he's been brought in to block. We know they're going to try to run the football. And they are going to be able to run the football. Oh, by the way, you see that ESPN piece that came out where they listed Jacksonville as the shakiest backfield in the NFL? Someone did it like the best and the shaky, whatever it was. I just tried to Google. I couldn't find it. I didn't print it, but it's just more reinforcement to the national media who's absolutely clueless here. Out of 32 teams, you picked Jacksonville as your worst backfield?
It kind of feels like the national people just look at the depth chart that's listed and just go, huh.
Yeah.
Never heard of that guy.
I think you're right.
They must be bad.
I think you're right. And Chris Rodriguez has been nothing short of outstanding since he's been full go. And who was I watching it with? It was Beasley yesterday. Aaron Beasley was out there yesterday. Greg Huntington was out. It was good to see a lot of former Jaguars out there on Sunday. I can't remember who I was watching it with. But the comment was, man, he's got a little bit more wiggle than I thought. I mean, obviously, he's a ground and pound back. He's going to lean forward. Might have been Mark Duffner, who I've watched a lot of practice with, who made that comment. I mean, he's averaging more than 3 yards a carry after contact. Think about that. And I don't know if he was officially eligible because I don't know what the stats are as far as who's eligible and who's not eligible for yards after carry. And I want to say last season, there was only 102 carries overall for Chris Rodriguez, but I think he was fourth in the NFL with over 3 yards as an average in yards after contact. But Mark Duffner and I are talking about, some wiggle that he did have. And Bashal Tutin, better than advertised. Maybe not for me, but for certainly the national media. And I think there's a guy right there that's going to surprise a lot of people. So I may get into this a little bit later. I may not. Man, the national people, they They have no idea for the most part. Some do. Albert Breer was here last week. He certainly does. Prisco was here last week. He does. But not everyone. So anyway, Nate Boerkircher. Yes. And I want to continue down that line. I want to get to Tanner Koziol, who all of a sudden has impressed when it comes to blocking. Now, I still think that these are two total scenarios where they are a work in progress. And I also believe that when they're diagramming and putting together, their offense for Cleveland, now that we know that Deshaun Watson is going to be the starting, you know what? Cleveland can't get out of their own way. On a day after Deshaun Watson blasts his fans, I mean, just shreds his fans. It's not even 24 hours and he's announced as their starting quarterback. I mean, it's perfect for Cleveland. This is the greatest possible situation for the Jaguars to open up with this team. I mean, that old adage with football has always been the biggest difference you make is between week 1 and week 2. So it's good to get, and I'm not saying it's a layup. No, but I would much rather have, Cleveland in week 1 as opposed to going to Denver in week 1 or going to Cincinnati in week 1. I think you understand where I'm getting at. So anyway, with Boerkircher, as far as him being, a receiving target, no, that's down the road a little bit. But if he can do it, just think about how much more, how much more effective this offense can be. Because right now it's almost like, all right, Boerkircher's in, they're running. It's 12 personnel they're running. And then if you bring Koziol in, whether it's in a 12 personnel or a 13 personnel, which would be 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends. You saw the other night they had a lot of formations where 2 tights were on the same side. One off the ball. It's all part of what they're trying to script. But if all of a sudden Koziol is a guy that can block and it takes away from all right, he's in, so obviously they're passing. And that's what you're trying to avoid. Those two have looked, really good. So that's, certainly a positive. All right, let's get back to Travis Hunter. As promised, I said I'd begin with him. I went to the 2 rookies first at tight end. And you know what? Both rookie wide receivers, you watched it on Friday night. That's exactly what those 2 kids have done day after day after day after day. The wide receiver situation is set. And they're going to say goodbye to some talented kids who hopefully they can bring back and place on the practice squad. But if you look at Cameron and you look at C.J. Williams, and it really featured, it was an improved game by Nick Mullins. No doubt about that. Played much better. Joey Aguilar played better. Boy, that ball that Bradley threw, he's got a strong arm, but that was going against his body. And, I mean, that was like the old Frank Tanana quote. For those of you who don't remember, Frank Tanana, his best days were with the then California Angels. Okay? Next to Nolan Ryan and company. He had a quote that sounded like this. In the 1970s, I threw in the 90s. In the 1990s, I threw in the 70s. No longer had the fastball. Had to be a little bit of a crafty type of. That's what Carter Bradley threw. I mean, look at the bullet he threw last week to Pena, and you couldn't hang on in New Orleans. I mean, that was a bullet. And he's got a strong arm. I've watched him every practice, but across his body, that ball just, it looked like it was in slow motion. And obviously that was the interception that did happen. A lot of people continue to really, and I'm getting even a few texts now. What are they going to do about the backup quarterback? Well, where I'm at with this is it's too late to do anything about the backup quarterback. This is what you have. And I continue to be one of those guys who believes, if you go into a backup quarterback, your season is basically over. Now, if you lose a guy and he goes down in goes down in September, October, November, can you manage things for a couple of weeks? Well, they don't have a lot of experience here. That's what they elected to do. Quarterback competition, what? Deshaun Watson is in. Shedeur Sanders is out for now. Mendoza, what are they going to do in Vegas? Are they going to go with him or are they going to go with Cousins? It's going to be Kyler Murray in Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy is now available. Atlanta. It's been forced upon Tua, as Michael Penix is not 100%. But, a backup quarterback in any of that can be scary. And I don't think that should be the case here where you have a franchise quarterback. Now, not a long-term franchise quarterback. He just, I think officially, in Trevor's case, earned that label last year during the second half of the season. There was still a lot of misunderstanding. I remember being one of the very few, very, very few, that thought he shouldn't have been re-signed when he did re-sign, that he hadn't earned it at that particular time. And I was criticized for it. I'm never going to walk away from anything I've ever said before. I still look back on that and feel that I was right. Now, many people said, well, if the light goes on, this is going to end up being a bargain. Well, now the contract kicks in. We'll see. Can he stay consistent? Can he be out there for 17 games and play the way he did during the second half of last year? If so, I'm going to eat my words. Gladly, I'll eat my words. Absolutely. We'll have no problem with that whatsoever. I do feel, and this is surprising to me, I do feel like they're missing a corner. Jabbar Muhammad's gotten picked on in these two games. Such a likable guy, such an effort guy, not afraid to come up against the run. And it seems like in a lot of these situations, his coverage is not bad. He's sticky for the most part. But in this league, all you got to do is have a step on one person, and the ball's going to get there. And he's just so tiny that for the first time, I'm starting to wonder now, all right, it's been a great story. I've been a big fan of this story. I've been pumping him up all offseason. This guy made so many plays in training camp. He's gotten beaten against the Saints and, again, against the Panthers. It's going to be hard to find a corner at this particular time. And Braswell comes back. It's not like he all of a sudden, you just stopped and said, oh, he's on the team. And you could say that about some other guys, right? You really can't. Matt Dickinson, you go back to what he has done. Matt Dickerson, yeah. And all of a sudden, there's no question about it. There's a guy right there that's on the football team. Jelani Tavi, all of a sudden with the uncertainty of Ameer Abdullah and the uncertainty of Jalen McLeod, even though that's basically, officially a different linebacker position, at this point, you want your best 53 on your roster. You also want guys who are special teams players. All three are. Tavi's played 28 snaps in 2 games on special teams. He's had 5 pressures. He's been blitzing. He's a veteran. Here's a guy who's played a lot of football in his career, including last year for the Patriots. But all of a sudden, I think that becomes, a big-time issue. Okay, when I return, let's spend a minute on the offensive line because I don't think it's as simple as it sounds. Okay? I don't think it's set. That's why tomorrow is huge. Wednesday is huge for the offensive line. It is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. We'll address it.
There was a time when sports radio in Jacksonville was small. Then came 1010XL.
Look! It's gigantic! It's colossal.
1010XL. Extra large radio.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick Smart.
pick Porter.com.
DUI, pick Porter. Divorce, pick Porter. Criminal or injury law, pick Smart.
Pick Porter.com.
Problems, pick Porter.
When you need a lawyer,
Pick Smart.
Pick Porter.com. He's the former Jacksonville beat reporter, and he still knows your team well.
Oh, you don't say.
He's Pete Prisco, Thursday afternoons on The Frangie Show.
This I gotta see.
Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, care starts with listening, one-on-one consultations, clear answers, and a plan built around you. Our orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine physicians, and rehabilitation specialists work together to treat injuries, manage chronic pain, and restore strength and mobility. From your first check-in to your personalized treatment plan, everything is designed to help you move forward with confidence. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, expert care, improving lives.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, visit AA Automotive on Richard Street. For oil changes to complex repairs, AA Automotive is a full-service repair shop for personal and commercial fleet vehicles. Trust AA to keep your ride running A-OK.
Hey, it's Joe C. for Wingstop. Have you ever heard of a flavor rodeo? Now available at Wingstop. Carolina Gold, a bold blend of tangy mustard barbecue, apple cider vinegar, and savory spices for the right amount of southern sweet and tang. And Jamaican jerk, a rich barbecue sauce infused with chilies, thyme, cinnamon, garlic, nutmeg, and sweet molasses. Finished with a savory jerk season for an extra layer of flavor. Carolina Gold and Jamaican jerk. Now that's a flavor rodeo for a limited time only at Wingstop.
Jacksonville, save big today at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Right now, get a semi-automatic AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $2.99. Green Acres also stocks the top brands of suppressors. For nearly 60 years, Green Acres has been Jacksonville's trusted source for firearms and outdoor gear, providing expert service you can count on. Shop Green Acres today at greenacresporting.com.
Hey, First Coast, Hicken here on 1010XL. Tired of driving past the greenest yard on the block and wishing it was yours? TopDressing.com turns that around. They aerate and top dress with premium organic material so your lawn grows thicker, stronger, and noticeably greener. I know, because I had it done. Homeowners across Jacks are starting to find out. Make your yard the one everybody talks about. Do like I did. Call 888-850-1850 or visit TopDressing.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Congratulations to Tony Baselli being named to the NFL's competition committee. So it'll be good for him to have a voice on everything that is going to transpire throughout the league. And I've always loved competition committees. I've always loved, the college football playoff electors, or whatever the official title of that is. People act as though, there's not going to be bias, or there's not going to do things to favor where you are, in fact, employed. It's laughable. And they have coaches, they have athletic directors, they have, just all sorts of different stuff. But with the competition committee here, I'm not saying Baselli's going to go in there and make everything about the Jaguars. I mean, obviously, there's probably quite a few rules and regulations that go into this process that are league-wide. But Tony will be heard. I don't know if Jacksonville has ever been heard. And again, it can't be presented that way. It's presented to benefit the NFL. I'll give you the biggest one. I'll absolutely give you the biggest one. And it's something I've been hollering about the last couple of years. That is the constant talk with the NFL owners about seeding the playoffs by wins, not by divisional winners. In this city, in this market, okay, where you had a run of teams winning 9 games a year, whatever it was, making it as the divisional winner, you want that to maintain. I mean, can you imagine the Jags winning the division with a record of 9-8 or 10-7, and you're geeked out for wild card weekend in a home game, and all of a sudden you find that you're on the road because someone in the West, I don't know, say Denver, or someone in the North, say it's Baltimore, second place, but they had 11 wins. Not everyone cares about that. Not everyone talks about that in different cities, in different markets. I think around here, it's huge. Absolutely huge. Cannot lose that. And the only reason why I bring that up is it's mentioned yearly at the owners' meetings. And it typically gets tabled. So, congratulations, Stan. How about Jed York? My goodness, man. Jed, we don't care that you did what you did with the lady of the night. Jed, we only care that you got caught. And now you're going to have some splaining to do. I don't know how you get out of that. Oh, he issued a no contest. He'll get a slap on the wrist and he's fined $1,000. But how do you explain that to everyone in your organization that you got rung up by a prostitute? I just don't even, I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd pay good money. Hell, I'd pay $1,000 to see it. Does he just take the high road like Bobby Kraft did? Or does he, call everyone to my office, right?
I just don't understand how you can have that much money and not have a guy, like some sort of intermediary where you can have plausible deniability as far as I don't know. She just showed up. She said yes. That's all I know.
You trying to tell me there's no Ray Donovans?
That's exactly who I was thinking about.
By the Bay?
Just who's the head of security? Isn't it supposed to be some grizzled ex-cop who's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it?
I mean, wow. Wow. This is one of those careful, throw stones, glass windows. Careful. If that's your deal. I'm not saying to anyone out there specifically. But, I mean, again, how you get caught is it's just amazing to me. It really is. All right, let's get to the offensive line. And, I'm just going to give you what it is. If they were to play this weekend, you're going to have Anton Harrison at left tackle, Emmanuel Pregnon at left guard, Haynes a year center, Ezra Cleveland, right guard, Walker Little, right tackle. All right, the full expectation in best case scenario for the football team is that Cole Van Lanen, who, if you're joining us for the first time, Liam Cohen said yesterday when he met with us after practice at the Miller Electric Center, that all individual work right now for Cole Van Lanen. No teamwork. He's got 3 weeks. You got to get him ready. All right, bringing him along slowly is good. The conditioning, we've seen him run a ton during his rehab, but now he's got to get into, actually getting involved in the ditch, moving some guys, getting back to the huddle, calling a play, getting back out, running the play. Perfect scenario, he's your starting right tackle. All right? But here's where it becomes very interesting. And this is why tomorrow and Wednesday are very important for a lot of players. I'll tell you where I'm at, and I'm interested in where you are at. At this point, now that it's happened, I want this team to roll with Pregnon. It's on. It's on. It's all new. It's a totally new left side. It's a totally new blind side. And you got Anton Harrison and you've got Emmanuel Pregnon, who have not played in the NFL at the left side. I know Anton got a few snaps in here and there when they had to readjust and do some things last year with injuries. But for the most part, not even for the most part, 99% of the time, he's been a right tackle with the Jags. Pregnon taking over and hanging on to that position. And you know what, people? There's going to be growing pains. This isn't going to be perfect. He's not going to be John Hanna, okay? It's going to happen. And it's going to happen to every rookie offensive lineman. But that's where I am at, all right? So a lot of people believe, now Van Lanen comes back, bring Ezra Cleveland back over to the left side. Now, you know what? I would support that if Wyatt Milam went out and won the job at right guard. He is not. Wyatt Milam has been arguably the biggest disappointment in training camp. He just has. And I really hate it for him because I still think he's a big part of this future. The other side is I think Walker Little's best position is right guard. So do you put Little at right guard and put Ezra back on the left side? So now all of a sudden, you have a guy in Ezra with a tremendous amount of experience at left guard who can get with Anton Harrison, who he's played with on the offensive line, but not right next to him at left tackle. And this is huge. It is absolutely huge. So I'm wiping out the Little right tackle. And even if it does happen, I think it's only for a week. If not, they wouldn't have taken Cole Van Lanen off the PUP list. I'm one of those who believes Van Lanen will be back by opening day. And if not, he's certainly going to be back for the trip to Denver. If he needs an extra week, he needs an extra week. You're better off giving him that as opposed to rushing him back out there and then more damage occurs. But I'm gonna go with the fact that it's Van Lanen. So right now you're back to both guard positions. And I think this tomorrow and Wednesday, again, I found myself last week against Carolina spending more time on defense. I'm not sure why. I just did. And, it's tough to watch two. They're on both fields. And it's ones against twos on both fields. There's no doubt tomorrow I'm all about the offensive line for Jacksonville. And I hope that Emmanuel Pregnon can handle his. Because if so, that really helps things out. So where are you? Are you with, Pregnon and Ezra at left and right respectively? Or are you with Ezra back at left and Little at right? I didn't mention Patrick McCarry, but he just had back surgery. So, where I'm at right now with McCarry Is he going to enter the fray this year? Well, history would tell us absolutely, because offensive linemen get beaten up. But I don't see it, in the month of September for Patrick McCarry. So tell me what you like there. I'm going to go Pregnon, and I'm going to go Ezra. Left and right. Others will say Ezra and slide a little over to right guard. You can tell us what you think there. 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight, 1010XL into the night. All right, I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss, market availability varies, eligibility restrictions apply, $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions. A free-to-play sports contest. Availability varies by state.
Holler at Hacker. If you got something to say, holler at Hacker.
Hey, Hacker!
Call it, text it, drop it in the chat. Holler at Hacker. Anything and everything. Monday nights from 8 to 10 on 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Neck pain, back pain, headache, Shinatri Chiropractic, Westside, 103rd, River City Marketplace, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Did you know that the Kuhn Flowers showrooms are filled with gift ideas for the ones you love? This is JJ. From floral arrangements to unique and timely gifts, Kuhn Flowers has been a staple here in Jacksonville for over 75 years. KuhnFlowers.com.
What is the only NFL team that has never had a game end in a tie? The answer next.
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The only NFL team that has never had a tie game. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tom McMahon is here for John's Pest Solutions. I've been friends with John for many years, so I know he takes pests as seriously as I take football. With all the rain we're getting, you've probably noticed an uptick in ants, roaches, and mosquitoes. Don't stress. John's Pest Solutions will tackle all your pest issues the way I used to tackle NFL running backs. John's Pest Solutions will treat your lawn and around your house so you can relax and enjoy football season. Visit johnspestsolutions.com today. That's johnspestsolutions.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, Jaguars would have walked through this morning. Again, just basically slowing things down for tomorrow and Wednesday. Two just very important practices against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It'll be right here in Duval over at the Miller Electric Center. I believe fans are welcome. I'm not sure. I just don't check that side of it. But if so, you're in for a treat both tomorrow and Wednesday. If, again, there's availability for you folks at Jaguars.com. You can get all that information there. College football. Okay, Aaron Philo. Anyone here see a Philo Beto movie, please? Circa late 70s.
Oh, so not my wheelhouse at all.
Okay. That'd be Clint Eastwood from Every Which Way But Loose.
Is that the one with the orangutan?
It is.
Okay.
Philo Beto, man. You don't want to fight him in a pit. He'll take on all the widows. I think they were called the widows, the black widows. Not widows, but widows. And anyway, this is not Philo Beto. This is Aaron Philo, and he's a transfer from Georgia Tech. So he beats out Jacksonville's Tremble Jones. Hey, Tremble, if you're stuck with your commitment to Florida State, and I get it, no one sticks anymore. Not only would you be a starter there, you may already have had your jersey retired. He joins Buster Faulkner, of course, going to call plays. Going to be the offensive coordinator for Florida now after leaving Georgia Tech. So there you go. Let's grab some stuff from you. What do you say? Robert says, will CVL go one-on-one with Buck players? This is off of YouTube. Be shocked if he does. You know, they said individual stuff, so I'm expecting only drills. I will say this, that against Carolina, it was very, very limited one-on-one. And then a very spirited punt drill, which really got things moving. I mean, that created a lot of juice on the punt drill, both punt and punt return, depending on what side you were on. I'd be shocked if he does that, because that's full contact. And I'm going to say no. That is not going to happen. 56-33, Boo, did you see Brian Baldinger break down Pregnon after the Saints game? Absolutely, I did. There's no question. Baldinger was loving him. And it was about a 45-second breakdown. He had a lot of good things to say. I haven't seen Baldy in camp yet. I'll be interested to see if he's here tomorrow or Wednesday. 7907, you're a billionaire and you can't get a world-class escort for $5,000. A world-class. What do you do for work? Well, I'm a world-class escort.
Did they do like contests for that where it's like,
I mean,
no, that's only a bronze class escort.
I mean, I've been told for people that it's $20 on Phillips Highway. What's the going rate for a world-class escort?
I'll get online on the work internet and make sure to look that up.
I remember years ago I was with Joey C. We were in Charlotte for the ACC football. It was at Charlotte or was it in Pinehurst? I don't remember. We were like watching some band or just having some cocktails. And there's this girl hanging next to me. And she's like, so what do you do? I'm like, I'm here from Jacksonville. I do radio, hear football, and everything. Yeah. What do you do? She looks at me. She goes, I'm an escort. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how's business? Unbelievable.
The amount of blind dates that I would get set up with in Vegas, where like I'm friends with the bartender. She's like, oh yeah, there's this cute girl that always comes in here. I'm gonna set you guys up, and then you meet them, and you'd be like, so what do you do? And they're like, oh well, I mostly like, I don't really work so much as I provide entertainment. And I'm like, you don't have to do the whole spiel. I got it.
Right. Yeah, Vegas is nuts with that. I'm surprised. They must just allow it.
Yeah, it's legal outside of Clark County.
Is it? All right. Because I never really see anyone crack down on them. So I don't know. 08882, Blue, I want little waved. It says, Rick, your mic is on. Blue, your mic is hot at 719. Did I say anything? I hope not. Did you leave my mic on?
I mean, if they say I did, I apparently did. I apologize.
Yeah, but if I had said something crazy, there'd be a ton of these coming in. There's only one. And you never know. Someone could be just trying to screw with my head. But I don't think I said anything wrong. If so. 7293, sorry, I'm talking. I should have said David Hasselhoff went to school here when he was, Hoff went to school here? How come I never knew that? Yeah, I was talking about Stephen Stills earlier. Someone said that he went to, he spent time in Gainesville and Tampa. Graham Parsons, obviously, was here. But I thought Stephen Stills as well. Maybe not. 59-75, Blue, a fourth-round pick and a third-round running back from Washington. Our running backs are unproven. I'm going to say it to you again. They're going to have a better rushing attack this year than they did a year ago. 59-75. You can hold me to it. And let's get through a sample size. If they're held in check by that outstanding Cleveland Browns defense, that doesn't mean it's going to remain that way for the entire season. Uh, 27-75. Okay, the Boston boys in Tallahassee studying criminology. How did you get in the radio? You have expounded on the generosity of Bobby Bowden, but I haven't heard about you getting into radio. You know what? There's always, I think, a signal. You never hear me ever say anything like this, but I do. I think it's sent from above. I think it happens a few times in your life. Do you take advantage of it? Do you not take advantage of it? You can call it an angel. You can call it just a message. I was running track on my own, graduated from Florida State with a criminology degree, Tenenbaum at Docks. I lived right there in Hyde Park, the apartments, and was running around Godby High School. And I was done. Some guy thought he recognized me, and he's like, yo. And I'm like, no, I'm not him. I'm not him. He's like, well, how do I know you? I'm a bartender. That's it. He's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, nah, Tenenbaum. Well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I have a criminology degree. That's not going to work. It's not going to work for me. He's like, what do you know? Sports radio, but I can't do it. Why can't you do it? He says, because I didn't grab a communications degree. I don't have a journalism degree. He goes, so what? You have a degree, intern. I'm like, where? He goes, call them all. Call Gene Deckerhoff. Call John Peterson. Call Tom Block. That kick in the ass did it. Some guy never knew. Never saw him after that day. Convinced me to do that. I got with Tom Block. Still friends with Tom Block tomorrow. I'm doing J.P. Peterson's show tomorrow at 10:30 out of Tampa. So he can get an update. He's going to want a Bucks update. I'm going to be obviously watching the Jaguars, but it was that message at that time that got me in this direction. And I started interning for Tom Block. It's unbelievable. And, Tom got us all. and another buddy of his got us with ABC Sports. So then I was the intern for Jack Root and Lynn Swan for 2 years. And then Tom moved to television with J.P. Peterson. And that opened up. They thought I could sell Rush Limbaugh. They thought I could sell G. Gordon Liddy. And gave me a 1-hour show, 6 to 7. They said, go sell all day. All right. Well, guess what? I sold. Then we went 1 hour. Then we went 2 hours. Then we went 3 hours. And then the whole freaking thing switched to 24-hour sports. And I was there for about another, I don't know, year and a half. Then I came over here. The good old, the Ball. The Ball, baby. Lane Avenue. Welcome to Jacksonville. Livestock. Ladies of the night in the afternoon on Lane Avenue. They had like 2 restaurants. It was classic. So there you go. That's all true. But I've never been one of those guys who believes in, oh, this happened and that. And I can't stand the expression, everything happens for a reason. I think it's the lamest and the worst expression of all time, besides I can't wait for. Everything didn't happen for a reason, okay? There's too many great people who leave us for unjust thinkable reasons. And I can't stand that expression. But in this particular situation, on the Godby High School track in Tallahassee, something unusual absolutely occurred.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios, polished by Harbor Dental Care, official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Call a timeout for the new Smokin' Honey Melts at Firehouse Subs. Choose flame-seared shaved steak or grilled chicken breast, peppers, caramelized onions, melted provolone, chipotle honey dressing, and mayo. All on a toasted sub roll, only at Firehouse Subs.
It's time to get your kid in the game with I-9 Sports. From North Jacksonville to Fleming Island, Neptune Beach to Orange Park. I-9 Sports makes it convenient for you just 1 day per week. Fall and winter registration open right now at I-9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
I've worked with a lot of advertisers over the years, and you learn pretty quickly which ones are selling something and which ones actually care what happens after the sale. I'm Greg Gajewski, and when Awaken 180 first came to 1010XL, it started with Mike Dempsey, then Matt Hayes. From that first call, they wanted to understand our audience, not just buy a schedule. I talked with Paige, learned how the program worked, and at one point said, we got a guy, hacker, that could really use this. And her answer was immediate, let's help him. That's their entire mission. That's always been their answer. No revolving door, no corporate runaround. Paige never franchised Awaken 180 because she wants every coach, client, and endorser to feel supported. I saw that as a business partner, and then I experienced it myself. I went on the program and lost 50 pounds. That's why I endorse Awaken 180, not just because they're a 1010XL client, but because they care about people, and you feel it every day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Make your outdoor living space one you're proud of with Sutherland Lawn and Landscape. From landscape design and outdoor living spaces to turf, lighting, irrigation, pavers, and complete residential and commercial maintenance, Sutherland brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship and a team you can trust. Sutherland Lawn and Landscape, transforming outdoor spaces, elevating everyday living. Visit SUTHERLIN lawn.com today.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we're going to be giving away some good stuff. Don't be those guys. It's getting to the point where I'm no fun anymore. Can you imagine that? Cranky. Get off my lawn. I love to get off my lawn. I got one of those last week. I don't know what I was talking about. Someone told me to get off my lawn. Yeah, I think it was Florida State related. But anyway, Jared Justice is here. You've been giving away a ton of stuff since you've been here. And I know you got, what, 2 tickets for Friday night?
2 tickets for Friday night at 7:30, Jags and Bucks.
Jags and Bucks. Here's how you get it. You got to call, no text. Call 641-1010. Tell Jared Justice who I interviewed earlier in the program, what Jaguars football player I talked to earlier in the show. 641-1010.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Good weekend?
It was a lot of fantasy football. We did the HFL on Thursday night. Then I did my annual draft with my buddies. 25 years we've been doing this thing. We started back in 2001.
Smokes.
How about this for a story? So one of our guys in the league, Matt, moved up to Michigan in January. My man drove from Lansing, Michigan, down here to Jacksonville to partake in the draft. 17-hour drive.
My brother flies back to Boston every year and gets with his knuckleheads to do the same thing. That's just amazing.
It's dedication is what it is.
Have you kept basically the same guys for 25 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, it was 14 for a while, then it was 13, now it's 12. But the 12 guys that are in it now, yeah, about 2 decades plus.
Wow. Impressive. Man, that's really incredible that you're able to pull that off. I'm going to go to the Florida State game on Saturday, actually going to get up with some buddies that I get to see basically once a year, so that'll be a lot of fun as well. Hey, tomorrow and Wednesday, as far as I'm concerned, the 2 biggest days that we've had to date, this could be enormous for a lot of guys, especially the offensive line.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And it ends training camp. I mean, really, camp basically ends on Wednesday after that second joint practice with Tampa Bay. They'll play the game on Friday. And then the Turk is coming, man. Almost 1,200 players around the National Football League will be cut this weekend. Now, many of those we brought back to various practice squads, but this will be your last opportunity. I don't know if there's a lot of intrigue as far as cuts here in Jacksonville. I think the biggest question, what do you do with, Hunter Long, Quentin Morris, Christian Braswell, Chuma Edoga, Ameer Abdullah. There are some questions, but I think if you do a 53-man roster right now, Rick, you could get to 50 or 51 with very little trouble.
I'll give you mine, then if you want to add on to that, fine. If not, give me yours. I think the biggest deal tomorrow that I'm looking forward to is Emmanuel Pregnon. How does he do at left guard? Where I'm at, I'd like to see them stay with him now. Go with, but you're talking about a left side with no experience, obviously very little for Harrison over there. What are you looking for tomorrow?
Olave in New Orleans and McMillan last week had good days against the Jaguar secondary. I don't need the Tampa Bay wide receiving core. No Mike Evans anymore. Emeka Ibuka has been injured. I don't need Chris Godwin or Jalen McMillan or Tez Johnson to come in here and have a good day. I'm looking for the secondary of the Jaguars against the Buccaneer wide receiving core that's a little banged up. The secondary needs to play better than they have in the first two joint practices.
Yeah, that's very fair. I mean, you didn't even mention the middle of the field, too, which both teams had success. Carolina's never been able to cover tight ends. And I'm one of those who believes that, the linebacker position, when it comes to coverage, may be the toughest in all of pro football. All right, good stuff. What else tonight?
Yeah, we'll take some phone calls. A little holler at Hacker on a Monday night, 904-641-1010. A lot of Jaguar-related conversation. Also was down there at the Miller Electric Center earlier today for a walkthrough. Talk with Matt Dickerson, who had one of the plays at training camp yesterday with the interception on the screen. Certainly brought that up. Had a chance to talk with Joey Aguilar yesterday, so we'll play both of those, as well as a little Monday night coaching with Campo. Dave Campo joins me to talk about the Turk and the cuts that are coming around the NFL.
All right, Hack. Have a lot of fun.
Thanks, Rick.
See you out there tomorrow. Hacker Nation, I will. The rest of you, if you want to, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I almost never give this out. It's Ballou 1010XL. I should. I, have constant updates, and I film when allowed. But for the most part, when you get to team stuff, they shut it down. They will allow some individual stuff, but I can still send out what is happening throughout 11 on 11 tomorrow or 7 on 7 tomorrow at the Miller Electric Center. And again, Tuesday and Wednesday going to be just fantastic with the Jaguars practicing against the Buccaneers. So I'll do that and then be back to talk with you at 6 o'clock. Thank you to Ameer Abdullah. Do we have a winner for our tickets? 641-1010. Who did I talk with earlier in the program? It's good for 2 tickets for you to go to the game Friday night. Jags and Bucks. Again, the number 641-1010 for Jared Justice. I am Rick Ballou. Talking to you tomorrow.